This is the last known footage of Lars Mittank. A young man, wearing a yellow t-shirt, suddenly bolts from an airport terminal in Bulgaria. He sprints past check-in counters, through sliding glass doors, across the parking lot, and vanishes into the trees beyond the fence. He wasn't being chased. At least, not by anyone we could see. He left behind no luggage, no passport, and no answers. Just this haunting, silent video. What happened in those final moments? And what was Lars running from? This is the case of Lars Mittank, one of the most mysterious disappearances ever captured on camera. Lars Joachim Mittank was a 28-year-old from Itzehoe, a small town in northern Germany. He worked at a local power plant, lived a quiet life, and had no history of mental health issues. By all accounts, Lars was intelligent, well-liked, and easygoing. In late June 2014, he traveled with a group of friends to the Bulgarian seaside resort town of Golden Sands, a popular tourist destination known for its beaches and nightlife. The vacation started off normal. The group stayed at a resort, enjoyed the sun, watched football, and partied. Lars seemed like himself, happy, relaxed, and social. But all of that changed on the night of June 30th. That night, Lars got into a disagreement with a group of football fans, reportedly over differing team loyalties. Some suggest it turned physical. Lars told his friends he had been punched, possibly suffering an injury to his ear. A doctor later confirmed he had a ruptured eardrum. Because of the injury, Lars was advised not to fly, so he stayed behind alone in Bulgaria while his friends returned to Germany. And from that moment on, things took a strange and disturbing turn. Lars checked into a cheap hotel near the airport called the Hotel Color. This is where his behavior began to change drastically. He started texting his mother frantically. He told her he didn't feel safe, that he was being followed, that people were trying to kill him. In one message, he told her to cancel his credit card. In another, he said he was hiding. Staff at the hotel later reported that Lars was behaving oddly, pacing the halls, refusing food, and appearing deeply paranoid. At one point, he left the hotel in the middle of the night and disappeared for hours. What he did during that time is still unknown. On July 8th, the day of his rescheduled flight, Lars visited the airport doctor for a final checkup on his ear. Consultation started normally. The doctor prescribed him an antibiotic called cefuroxime. But then something changed. Partway through the appointment, Lars stood up abruptly. He said he didn't want to take the medication. Then he muttered something about not being safe, and that he had to get out. Without warning, Lars sprinted out of the clinic. Security cameras captured what happened next. He ran through the airport terminal, left all of his belongings behind, his backpack, wallet, and passport, and disappeared into the woods behind the airport fence. That was the last confirmed sighting of Lars Mittank. What caused this sudden shift in behavior? Why did a stable, healthy man descend into such fear and vanish? Over the years, dozens of theories have surfaced. Some are grounded in psychology, others much darker. Let's explore the most common ones. 1. Paranoid schizophrenia or psychosis. Mental health experts suggest that Lars may have suffered a sudden onset of psychosis, possibly triggered by stress, trauma, or even the antibiotics. He may have genuinely believed someone was out to harm him. Texts, the hotel behavior, the escape, all line up with symptoms of delusional thinking. But his family insists there were no prior warning signs, no history of mental illness, no drugs or erratic behavior before the trip. 2. Foul play. Some believe Lars may have actually been targeted, that the fight outside the bar wasn't random, that someone followed him after the altercation, maybe to silence him or extort him. This theory suggests Lars wasn't paranoid, but rightfully afraid. There were reports of strange men hanging around the hotel, but nothing has ever been confirmed. 3. Organ trafficking or human trafficking. One of the more chilling theories is that Lars was abducted. His perfect health, solo status, and vulnerable condition could have made him a target. But again, there's no evidence. Only speculation. 4. Voluntary disappearance. Could Lars have chosen to disappear? Started a new life under a different identity? This seems unlikely. He left behind all his possessions, and his beloved mother said he would never abandon her. Over the years, there have been hundreds of reported sightings. In Romania, in Canada, even in forests across Bulgaria. None have been verified. His mother has kept the search alive, appearing on talk shows, sharing his story, and pleading for answers. In one interview, she said, "Lars was my only son. I just want to know if he's alive or at peace." In 2016, German police released an age-progressed image of what Lars might look like today. Still no leads. No body. No resolution. What really happened to Lars Mittank? Was he having a mental health crisis, or running from something, or someone far more real? And if he was just hallucinating, then why has no trace of him ever been found? His case remains one of the most haunting modern disappearances in the world. A man who walked into an airport and ran from something invisible, vanished, without a trace. What do you think happened to Lars Mittank? Let us know in the comments. If you found this case chilling, like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the world's strangest mysteries. Thanks for watching CurioVault. Stay curious and stay safe.